Master Swag King coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about Melonie Mac being an absolute worthless piece of shit once again. So before you guys would watch this video, I would highly recommend you guys go and check out a previous video that we did on Melonie Mac on the channel, and that's the video that I did it with LG and Iron Oxide and Full Metal Nate. We had like this big episode for the Miss K show where we ended up doing the video on when she like unleashed her retarded brain on the world with her Gooner Gate video, when everyone just basically told her that she was an absolute fucking retard. So we have an update on that situation for you guys. So no, she didn't respond to me. So after that situation with the whole Gooner Gate thing, where she basically just revealed herself to be just a lying, worthless, fucking degenerate hypocrite, where like, guys, the reason why I recommend you watch that previous video is because I laid out all of the receipts to prove why this person is a disingenuous, lying piece of worthless human shit, actually. So I would normally just kind of go under her posts and she would be like God is king and all that other like nonsense, right? And I was like, can you prove to me God is real? If you're going to sit there and tell someone to like, you know, read the Bible and all sort of stuff, all right, convince me, someone who doesn't like believe in all stuff, convince me God is real. She wouldn't do it, obviously, because, you know, she can't prove God is real, because that's why religion is mostly bullshit for a lot of people. But if you do happen to, you know, like your religion, everything, more power to you. I'm just saying, for me, not a religious guy, but I like to kind of pick people's brains sometimes and understand where they're coming from. So outside of that, because I would usually just like to fuck with her sometimes, she ended up basically having these really egregious takes. One was on Sydney Sweeney, where she basically like put her own foot in her mouth based off like her own actual actions. And then she had another one based off of a take that she had with the game Marvel Rivals that recently just came out. And their newest character that recently just got unveiled for Marvel Rivals was Emma Frost. Now, as you guys know, for anyone that knows anything about Emma Frost, even if you don't read comic books, even if you've never read a comic book in your entire life, you would know that Emma Frost is seductive and she looks really fucking hot. That's her thing, because she has mind manipulation powers, very similar to like Professor X on a very like much different scale, actually, right? So we're gonna go over two of these first, right? And she ended up blocking
she's a psychic. She has psionic ability and all that.
So Melonie Mac ended up blocking me after I called her out for her bullshit with Sydney Sweeney. So this is the thing. I will just preface this right now. I don't disagree with the premise of what she said. It's just that the actions that you see from Melonie Mac end up making it out to be something where you're like, wow, this really hit a nerve, proving that this person just is not seeing the amount of irony that's happening right in front of her face, because Melonie is just a stupid, worthless e-thought at the end of the day. So let's go over some of these, and I have them all compiled here. So you know what's crazy? I actually went and I actually scrolled down my notifications on Twitter to see like, okay, when did this happen? And this happened pretty much like a week and a half ago. So she was talking about Sydney Sweeney, and Sydney Sweeney basically called off her engagement with her longtime boyfriend. And Melonie's point was basically she wanted to be like a whore instead of like, you know, settling down and getting married. Now, that's the part that I agree with. Women do that. They'd rather just, you know, sit there and be a whore and like have a bunch of guys, then settle down. And then when they hit like 40 years old, they're going to be like, oh, where'd all the good guys go? That's what a lot of women do. And a lot of these women now are going to end up regretting that. But we know that anyway, right? So that's not the point that I disagree with. I agree with her on that. So I'll just go over Verbal Riot's response to her, because after that you get to where I obviously made my comment. So Verbal Riot basically said, sometimes shit just doesn't work. Better to break it off than be in a miserable marriage where you're contractually obligated. Yeah, that's true too. Like, we don't know the reasons why it was called off. We'll never know.
Yeah.
It's not like she's
Who the fuck even cares?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
this is Melonie Mac showing her toxic femininity.
Yeah.
Why does she give like Sydney Sweeney doesn't know her? Sydney Sweeney doesn't care about her. Sydney Sweeney will never hear of her and never know who Melonie Mac is, because Melonie Mac and her will never run in the same circles. Like, and this, what this is, more of the toxic femininity. You know what it really is? Look at Melonie Mac. She's assembled out of a couple scrap 2x4s and some 1x1s left out at a lumber yard somewhere. Somebody planed that shit as flat and as smooth as they could and said, here you go, stick a wig on it, call it a former e-thought, a current e-thought, a conserva-thought, whatever the hell you want to call it, and shove it out into the public eye and stare at it. And then there's Sydney Sweeney. And I'm sorry for anybody who wants to think otherwise. Her bitching about Sydney Sweeney is derived 100% from the fact that she is jealous of the fact that Sydney Sweeney is better looking than her. And nothing Melonie Mac ever does will change that. Yeah. Melonie Mac is already older. Isn't she in her 40s? Isn't she 38. Like 2 or 3 marriages in?
No, she's almost 40. She's 38, yeah.
No, wow.
This is the other thing.
She's basically exactly the demographic that votes for Joe Biden. At least she's not a single mom. Thank God.
Yeah. But, so the other thing to bring up here is, like, I will give credit to Sydney Sweeney on this. Sydney Sweeney hasn't really been in anything super controversial. She mostly just keeps to herself, and she usually does those like those thought or those, like, I'll say thought. That's kind of what she is. So she does
what she's doing. Whatever.
No, she does those thirst traps. She does those thirst trap Instagram bundle photos. She does.
You mean all the shit that Melonie Mac used to do,
or still does?
It's conserva-thought now, okay? She's got way more clothes on to cover up the lack of a body, or the body she doesn't have anyways.
The other part that she replied to Verbal Riot, and I met Verbal Riot at the meetup for Geeks and Gamers FNT last year, 2024. Awesome guy. I had a one-on-one with him. It's a pretty cool guy to talk to. Her cited reason was that she wanted to pursue her career instead of settle down, and that there was nothing wrong with a relationship that was rooted in love. Okay. Like, don't like.
That's just bullshit for both of them to sound good, though, dude. Her PR firm wrote that for her.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, and frankly, we don't need to know. Why the fuck does again toxic femininity? We're men. Neither of us gives 2 wet shits about why they broke up. Neither of us have, like, if it wasn't for Melonie Mac, who's tangential to this circle and who voices her near Matt Walsh level retarded opinions on culture, except for the fact, like, we give her more grief because she was supposed to be a commentary person on the culture.
Yeah.
And she can't form a cohesive, consistent sentence about it anymore. Not that she was ever great, and frankly, I've never liked her, period. Not that I had a problem with her beyond the fact that her voice is so fucking annoyingly shrill. She is like Dick Masterson. I stopped listening to her as soon as I heard her voice and said, I can't, no, I want to ask, I can't hear this person.
Do you not see the level of irony that is right here with Melonie saying this right here? So I want you guys to really read this tweet. Read it again. Her cited reason was that she wanted to pursue her career instead of settle down. Melonie, what are you doing? What are you doing every day?
Exactly.
That's
Melonie,
really
like,
what
Melonie
you're
Mac,
doing.
Like, she has this very strong opinion about the way people live, but she does nothing to live that kind of life because she doesn't want to settle down. She's incapable. You know why, though? Men aren't interested in her. Her personality is dog shit. She isn't attractive. She has an okay face, but nothing else to offer a man
like
anywhere.
A 4 out of
any
10.
man watches
that's it.
Any of her content, they're going to be like, you just sound like a girl boss. You're just a conservathought Mary Sue. No. I'm sorry, it's completely unattractive. And I doubt she knows how to cook other than eat butter. All she does is eat butter. There's nothing. There's no redeeming value in her. And she is jealous because Sydney Sweeney looks like Sydney Sweeney and Melonie Mac looks like Melonie Mac. And this is very basic shit. Women hate each other. You can talk shit about toxic masculinity all day being a threat to the women's. Nothing is more threatening to a woman than a woman that's prettier than her. Period. Within 20
and that's more popular
of her and her man.
More attractive and more popular.
Absolutely.
Those are the two things.
Toxic femininity has done more damage to women writ large than men ever could. Period. And that's Melonie Mac right now.
I just find it crazy how she's going to have such strong opinions about what another woman wants to do when she herself isn't doing
the same thing.
She's criticizing Sydney Sweeney
for. She's doing exactly what Sydney Sweeney is doing. It's no different, except Sydney Sweeney has a real career, and Melonie Mac struggles to go anywhere where guys don't feel bad for her, which is basically side scrollers and the quartering. That's it.
Verbal Riot replied to her, and he said, right, but if she's not ready to give up her acting career at only 27 years old, that doesn't make her a whore. It just means that she's not ready for marriage. Also, Verbal Riot is right there. Why would that make Sydney Sweeney a whore if she was going to settle down and marry someone? That's literally the opposite of what a whore is, guys.
Yeah, so if she's not willing to do it at 27, that's reasonable. Why hasn't Melonie Mac done it all the way into her 40s? She is basically too old to even have children at this point and to settle down.
That her eggs
she would, if she had a child right now, it would be considered a geriatric pregnancy. It's dangerous to start having children at that age.
So what's the age limit? Women that get into their 30s, their late 30s, early 40s?
It's 38.
No.
Is it
35?
35, yeah. So by 35, it's a geriatric.
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
My wife corrected. Yes.
Yep.
So yeah,
I knew it was
Melonie Mac is way far past that. She doesn't live. She talks about Christianity. I've never seen her do a Bible study show. I'd be surprised if there's any evidence that she attends a church regularly, that she has a
Bible
pastor
channel where she reads the Bible, but I've never seen her do anything.
I could do that.
Her do anything IRL with church or anything.
I don't that's the thing. I don't believe that she actually does. I think it's made up. Here, MSK, we could do the same thing right now. Let me pull it out here. There we go. The Kingstone Bible. Let's go.
The graphic novel of the Kingstone Bible.
You haven't seen my servant Job? I have. There are none on earth like him. He fears me. He hates me. He hates evil. He loves righteousness. Yes. But why shouldn't he fear you? You protect him. You bless him. He has a wonderful home, abundant flocks, and a healthy, large family. Look at that, MSK. We just did what MSK does. We are as Christian a show right now as Melonie Mac. There you are. Let's go. Let's get them follows. Let's get them subs.
The next thing that she replied to Verbal Riot was she's a slut because she takes her clothes off for the world to look at her. But that's acting. That's her job, essentially. That's not. She doesn't have an OnlyFans. She doesn't. She's not.
Are we gonna say this about every single actress out there?
Ever?
I mean,
for every single.
And in all honesty, she hasn't done it that often. I think there's one.
She did it in Euphoria. Instances. There's Euphoria. One episode of that.
There's Euphoria, and there's a movie where she's had a love scene, and that's kind of about it.
Yeah,
and frankly, compared to the shit that HBO used to do, that shit was pretty tame.
Compared to what Game of Thrones did, from what I've seen, that's pretty. She did some pretty tame
shit.
I bet
Melonie loves fucking Game of Thrones.
Also, I was going to say here, you guys know I would shit on women regardless because I love shitting on women and all their hypocrisy, and I just can't stand.
You got to keep your kinks off the stream, bro. What you and the girlfriend do in the privacy of your own home when she buys you Lakers t-shirts.
And she chose that over a husband. Melonie, you're doing the same thing.
Melonie Mack is choosing butter and streaming over a husband for a decade longer than Sydney Sweeney.
The reason
Shut up,
that
Melonie.
the reason why I got blocked was because then I said this. Then why did you get divorced then? Mic drop, chef's kiss, light the fireworks. That's why I'm top G. And then what happened after that, guys? She blocked me because I completely just destroyed her horrible logic right there. So if what she says is true,
just asked her what has she been doing in the decade of time that's between the two of them right now? Why has she not? Like, where is this life for you? Because all you're doing is chasing your career. You make more money being a single conservathought, a Timu Ashley St. Clair, than you do married. And you have no interest in finding a man. And she's a skinny little thing. She'd find some dude that finds that attractive somewhere.
I hate when people do this with girls like her. There's plenty of guys DMing her. She has no shortage of options of dudes. There's none of that. She has plenty of guys messaging
and she has no interest in making any sort of effort in finding a long-term lasting relationship where she's committed to someone. She would rather go on streams and be a conservathought and make money off of her clout chasing, her content farming, her click farming bullshit. This is what keeps her relevant. It is the only fucking thing. And much like we're seeing with, our, I would say distinguished nemesis over in Comicsgate, but I would rather call them just, as you would see the retards in Comicsgate, as they lose every battle and they lose every ounce of relevance. When they encounter people, they just turn on them. But as you starve them for oxygen, they fall away. As I block them and block them and block them incessantly, every thread that shows up in my stream my feed when I see them, they go away now and I don't see them. Melonie Mack should be the same thing for people. She has nothing coherent to say. She's a waste of time. She's a probably fake Christian to some extent, a conservathought. She's Timu Ashley St. Clair that would give it all up for some of that Elon spunk if she could get it to get that money.
That's so here's the other one that ended up happening. So this is the post that also went off even harder. So we had this one where she put her foot in her mouth for getting revealed once again to be a hypocrite. So before I go to that one, I'm just going to reiterate my point here. I got blocked by her, and I don't care because fuck this stupid worthless thought. I pointed out to her that she is divorced and also choosing to be an e-thought, a worthless skank hobag, than actually go and get married. But women and being hypocrites, name a more iconic duo than that, guys. I bet you can't. Beside Goku and Vegeta, beside God and Satan, name a more iconic duo than those three. But this is another one. So she said, porn is turning men gay. People are all excited because Marvel created a drag queen with prosthetics. LOL. Guys, does this look like a drag queen?
No, dude. Well, see, this is the thing. She covered up the part that made it very clearly the most feminine part. She also covered it up because, again, Melonie Mack is jealous of even characters that are better looking. Like, all this constantly is her being toxically jealous of even comic book characters that look better than her. Like Melonie, yes, that character had tits.
Lara Croft is a character that she's apparently in love with. Like, I believe if Lara Croft was a real person, she would put her tongue in Lara Croft's vagina so deep her eyes would roll back like a slot machine. I'm not kidding. Melonie Mack is that gay for Lara Croft. She had a video where she was mad that they toned down Lara Croft's tits to make her less feminine.
And now she's like, oh, let me blur these out, the part that makes it very feminine, but she bitched about all the rest of them too. And then everybody had to show her, like, hey, maybe stop pretending like you know what you're talking about, Melonie, because you don't. It's a comic book. You don't know the X-Men. You clearly never read it. You don't know what Emma Frost dressed like. You don't know what she looked like forever in the comics. Just shut up, Melonie. You sound stupid.
She knows nothing about comic books
No,
at all.
she
I don't
doesn't
know
have any room to speak
why.
on it.
I just don't get this post at all. And then we had another one where she doubled down because she just couldn't realize that she had just, got exposed for not knowing what she talks about. The next one was Emma Frost looks like a post-surgery man in drag. That's just not true. Meanwhile, the other women in the game actually look like women. It's painfully obvious what they are doing here. Melonie, that makes no sense. Well, hold on. That makes no sense. So Marvel had a track record of putting out feminine-looking characters that look like this, but now all of a sudden they want to look like a drag queen. I don't even like defending Marvel. That just makes no fucking sense. That's just like some crazy conspiracy theorist bullshit that you can't prove.
What it is her generating interactions. I mean, the only thing she's probably making much money on is the amount of interactions she get. It's what keeps her in people's feeds. If you haven't blocked her and her name or muted her, then this is how she keeps herself. This is just more of her being in the public eye, making herself seem relevant. She's literally shotgunning anything she can think of to attempt to stay relevant or to go viral and get picked up because it's going to get her interactions. It makes people, and if people want to talk to her, even if it's to shit on her, then she gets paid to go on their show
for Twitter engagement because she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about when it comes to X-Men.
Yeah. No, she doesn't know anything about comic books. She never did, and it's never been a realm she lived in. She's worse than a Wikipedia fan. She didn't even Google image search shit before she started making all of these replies and comments on it. I remember I replied on this one. I posted a bunch of Emma Frost artwork, which isn't fucking hard to find. Like if you look at it from the point where she joined the X-Men, she basically always looked like that.
China is still with the Troon psyop on Americans. They just glammed it up and people are eating it up.
Yeah,
I don't even have enough brain cells in my brain.
No, dude,
even talk about
there is nothing worthwhile and relevant. Like people don't even want to interact with her anymore. Like people don't want to bring her on shows. She doesn't show up anywhere now. Like nobody wants to deal with her. Yeah, the Quartering probably has her on some kind of contract, and he's stuck with it. And I don't even know that she goes on side scrollers that often anymore. If she did, she'd get roasted.
Oh yeah,
like hella roasted. I remember what happened to Razor Fist, and he barely does his own shit now. I think he only does his own shit now. Like, good job, guy.
Melonie Mac and Razor Fist got roasted so hard for their Christian puritanical takes that they don't even appear anywhere but their own channels.
Dude, they weren't even that like Razor Fist. Maybe he does have commentary, and you'll see him talking about and showing the stuff that he does at churches. Melonie, I don't believe that for a second. I think Razor thought he was going to get some Melonie bussy.
Oh, she doesn't shave. I can tell she doesn't shave at all. That shit's hairy as fuck. Emma Frost had a
looks like a hipster.
This is crazy though. Guys, Melonie can't even spell belt. Emma Frost had a svelte? The fuck is that? A belt? A belt? Can you spell, bitch? Emma Frost had a belt, feminine frame before this. It's mind-boggling that anyone who isn't an alphabet advocate is excited about the masculinization going on here. Easy bait, and it looks like they succeeded. Melonie, I don't know how retarded you are, but this doesn't look like a man.
She just likes to look. I'm claiming victory, and everyone else is wrong. It's like, no, Melonie, nobody, just shut up, Melonie. Nobody cares what you have to say. Nobody values your opinion on games anymore.
And she said, Emma and Invisible have like the same jawline in these pics. Sorry, I just don't see what the concern is. Is it the hairstyle, the more striking eyes, the blue lipstick? They don't have the same jaw at all. Oh, Melonie, you're retarded. What the fuck? What in the hell?
No, well, see, Charisma made a very good point there, and Melonie couldn't argue it, so she ignored it.
You know what's crazy? And this is the
ultimate. She was proven wrong in one good shot.
If anyone doesn't know, this is the cover art for Emma Frost's new, probably mini series for Marvel Comics right now because they can't keep an ongoing series to save their life. Okay, this is what Emma Frost usually will dress in for them. These are very, very big and juicy and good looking. So,
Bro, that's
what's the difference
tame
between this
compared to the shit.
What's the difference between that and that? Not much. You could just tell she just dresses provocatively. That's
Dude,
just what
Melonie
Emma Frost
Mack
does.
spends more time looking at trannies than anyone else on the internet I know.
Oh god, like it's crazy how.
I don't know, bro. Yeah, dude, I would. There ain't much more to say about it other than, yeah, like Melonie is a
Your
waste of
test came
time.
back. I'm
I
stealing
don't
this.
watch. I don't watch the
I'm
quartering.
stealing that. Your test
a good
came
one.
back retarded.
I watch the quartering when she's on. I skip side scrollers if she's on. I don't like the sound of her voice. I don't listen to her, and I think I was, and hey, it just so happened to coalesce that she's also completely retarded and has bullshit takes based on her supposed religion.
Oh,
that she doesn't follow in any way, shape, or form, or live up to, or her shitty advice on being a good Christian that she also doesn't follow or live up to in any way, shape, or form.
Also, I want to point out for Melonie Mack,
other than being chaste, I suppose, because nobody wants to sleep with her.
Melonie Mack is such a great Christian woman that she has tattoos all over her body. Pretty sure in Leviticus it says not to have those. You can't have any unholy markings on your body. Pretty sure it says that almost bit verbatim, word for word. It's almost like I read the Bible at one point and it actually was Christian. Crazy, So Viking Orc had another one that destroys her. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, my brain is fried. I'm joking, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Melonie Mack is continuing her bullshit campaign against Emma Frost and Marvel Rivals. Her claim is that Emma's face is too masculine, thus making Emma a drag queen with prosthetics. Yeah, that's such a stupid take too. Not Viking, but her. A girl having like a masculine jawline would make her a drag queen? Are you retarded? Are you like actually fucking stupid? Are you like really stupid?
Basically.
Thus, Chyna and Lita from WWE and Kristen Johnston have similar facial structures to Emma's face. None of the women are men in drag or even troon, yet Melonie would still have you believe Emma is just a drag queen with prosthetics. And if you agree with her, I feel sorry for you too. Your hatred of porn and anything not traditionally feminine is so perverse itself that you're blinded to reality. I didn't tag her because she either never saw or ignored my presence with just Christian yesterday, so why bother? Yeah. Keep in mind, guys, you know how Melonie says things like porn perverses people's brains? I want people to understand, because this is why I like the argument against her. There are women that act a little bit more dude-like. We used to call them tomboys, or women that have like masculine jaws. There are those girls with deep voices, actually, but we don't think they're drag queens. We don't think they're less women. There's some women that have deeper voices. There's some women that obviously have more bigger jaw lines. Like, what the fuck?
What Melonie didn't understand there is that Emma Frost was drawn. Honestly. Well, no, Emma Frost character was drawn in such a way that she actually had hips in a feminine figure. Like she had birthing hips. Like she had some big hips on her. And Melonie, again, is shaped like a fully planed and polished 2x4 that has no hips at all. Straight up and down, bro. Like she looks like she was 3D printed, bro. There is no curve to that.
But I'll ask you your final thoughts on this.
Melonie Mack is a waste of time. You should mute her and move on with her life and never interact with any of her clickbait. Also, her voice is annoying as shit, and she seems completely undateable, which is why at 38 she's single and alone, and she's divorced. A single divorced white woman at 38. Thank God she's not a single mother, because she's got all of the hallmarks of a Joe Biden voter.
I also want to point out that after our last video, Melonie Mack is just continuously exposing herself as a completely retarded moron. The fact that
there's got to be something said to the fact that while Sydney Sweeney may have exposed her breasts in a TV show once. Melonie Mack is out there weekly, daily, exposing how retarded she is.
That should be offensive in and of itself. That should be against the law.
It is offensive. It's completely fucking offensive. And while exposing how retarded she is while claiming some form of Christian belief structure makes all Christians look worse. The association of her to the religion makes the religion look worse. So who's doing more damage to Christian beliefs? A woman who's 27 and decided she's not ready to settle down and once upon a time showed her boobs on TV, or a woman who goes out there fucking daily, actively driving people away from Christianity
and making them actively hate the religion. Yeah, that's not a good thing. You know, it's crazy. The last thing I'll bring up is Melonie is just a moron, guys. She is proven to be just a hypocritical liar. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I don't know why you guys simp for her. I really don't. She's not that attractive. She's like a 4 out of 10. And that's with makeup on. So we don't know what she looks like without makeup on. That might be a train wreck, actually. You know, keep in mind, what we're looking at with women on the line is with them with makeup on. So you have to kind of maybe take away a few points without the makeup being there, right? So I just like when a woman says things like that, where she basically compares other women with more masculine features to being drag queens, that's when you know that the woman you're listening to is utterly retarded in every single regard and just have completely lost the plot. She lost the plot on video games. She's lost the plot on the human anatomy. I don't even know what her brain is even conjured up.
Well, that's because, again, she's shaped like a 2x4. So she, of course, doesn't understand that women have hips and bodies. I will also say this too,
as my last point, which is I'm pretty sure men online should be taking advice from a divorced 38-year-old, dried up egg, retarded, completely undateable,
perpetually
Christian in quotations with tattoos on her body, which the Bible clearly says you're not allowed to have them, and then having the gall and nerve to be called out for these tattoos and said, no, Jesus loves me, he'll forgive me for them. Oh, so you actively don't do what the Bible says and then just do that little fucking what's that thing that people that in religions do? They have that like fail safe, that caveat.
Oh, the repent.
Yeah, the whole repent thing. It's like, you stupid, worthless, dumbass bitch. Oh my God. You're holy crap. And obviously, I just don't get this. Someone with a platform like her, should be kind of, I don't know, maybe using that message to help people get into Christianity. But she is not, because she's an absolute moron. And Melonie Mack is a fucking retarded, worthless piece of shit. So that's just how I feel about her. Will I make another video on her at some point? Maybe when she does something retarded again. Maybe at some point.
I would be fine never even having to hear about her again. She's boring. She's as boring to talk about as she is to look at.
That's true. So yeah, Melonie is a piece of garbage. So just like when I had sex with my wife last night, Melonie did not satisfy me.
Why do you keep like talking about you and your girlfriend's things, bro?
Whoa! I had sex.
Is she gonna get you another Lakers shirt? I know you've got a girl now. She's totally buying you another Lakers shirt. I know. This is happening. You can't deny it anymore.
Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Peace.